This Umbrella Guy.
One thing to rule them all, one thing to bind them. Platinum grill lifestyle, you know where to find him.
I'm calling from Los Angeles. And I'm having a little problem under the name ThatUmbrellaGuy. I sent him my phone number at least 20 times in the chat and told him to call me. He ignored me. I'm a man. I filed the report. If you guys could take a look at it and give me a call back, I would love to hear what you guys can do to help us. We really need to kind of stop this guy at least until Monday. I told him to call me. I'm a
Hey, we love that umbrella guy. All right. Thank you.
The grill and the ghost, coast to coast. Who's that face is feeling you miss the most? It's that umbrella guy straight from the hat rack. Godzilla with cleats with the bass dropping impact. Cranking up the stylings in the syllable blender. Body bag, toe tag, return you to sender. Hope that umbrella guy, your lyrical confessor. E-strap, flipped up, fully automatic microphone suppressor. Army of one, rolling through your silence. Pound for pound, unleash your rounds. He walk bys are just my silence. Ghost riding the whip, the masked up live ender. Boxing up your threats and returning them to sender. Step into me, you better bring your nation as I wreck you to the population. It's that umbrella guy on the verbal flamethrower. Notching up the belt, not just some lame shower. Cranking up a stream just to show what's beneath. I'm masked up, baby, but I'm still sporting teeth. With one bling to rule them all and one bling to blind them. Iced out, grilled up, hunting knowing we'll find them. The E-homes are always flammable, it will ignite you. Calling out the games you play just to spite you. I'm still standing. I'm still standing.
All right, what's up, folks? How's it going today? Man, what a day, man. What a freaking day. I have been looking through some craziness. I mean, apparently we have Laura Owens writing people today, it looks like. Telling them about how they're... Oh, man, apparently getting on to them about what they have to say online. Oh, it's so good. It's some good stuff. I mean, every day it gets a little crazier and a little crazier. By the way, it's my birthday. I appreciate y'all being here. Man, thank you, folks. Look at that. Bam, Pan Am. What's up? Thanks for the $100 there. Thank you. Boom, happy birthday. Thank you. Yes, today, the 15th, I am older. Maybe wiser. I'm not really sure about that some days. But I am with you. Sid, thanks for the 50 months. Happy birthday, Tug. Thank you. Man, that's crazy, by the way. Thank you. Gosh, people. Crazy. Thank you. Suzanne Scott, thanks for $49 too. Thank you. Happy birthday, Tug. Thank you. Birthday time, baby. I don't know. I'm like, why am I singing? Eric, thanks for 15 months. Happy birthday, Tug. Thank you. Appreciate you. It is actually my birthday, just to say, for sure it is. The Rama, what's up, Rama? Thanks for the two there. Happy birthday, Tug. Thank you. I appreciate it. Like I said, I appreciate all of you. Awesome folks. Janice, thanks for the new membership. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you for the membership. Welcome to Tugs. Thugs. Appreciate you. Emma, also. Thank you for the 2 there. Happy birthday from Australia. Yay, I'm in the future probably if it's Australian time. Is it still my birthday? I don't even know. I don't even know when it is. I'd ask Raging Rhino. Oh, wait, I guess Raging Rhino was in here for a minute there. See, a super chat for represent that. We'll start in a minute too. Lonely. Is it? I don't even know how to pronounce. Kickapoo. That's it. Kickapoo. I got you. My brain. I know what it is now. Yeah, I got you. I was like, wait a minute. I know that. I know. Oh, Kickapoo. My bad. Anyway, happy birthday, Tug. Hope the damage from the last storm wasn't too bad. Yeah, we got hit again last night, by the way. The only thing that really sucked, and I was mentioning this yesterday, so my daughter had, and I realize they're not everybody's cup of tea, but my daughter, because of just all the craziness that has been going on for the last, say, year, she had a giant Goliath tarantula, which is, I have one too. We've been raising them and stuff. Well, because of the strain of storm crazy and all that, hers ended up dying. Oh, Lord. She was upset. She's better. I told her I was going to look and see if I could find her a new one. I think there's a place around here that might have one. But that was just, R.I.P. Pancake. That's its name. Freaking Pancake. They're all named after food products, But I was like, man, are you kidding me? Out of everything. Ugh. Well, Laura, thank you for the 18 months. No statement attached. Plenty of statement in that. Thank you. What's up, Rhino, by the way? Thanks for the 8 there. Happy birthday, Tug. Hope you have an awesome day. Yeah, it's been a good day. Actually, I bought one thing for my birthday. I bought Dune 2 because I wanted to watch it. I went over to the freaking store. I picked it up. I'm going to watch it tonight. I'm going to sit in my house and watch it. And watch them together, That was my one thing. And I'll probably buy the kiddo a new tarantula. That'll probably be. I'll do that Friday. Maybe I'll film the place that we have close to here. Maybe I'll go up to that pet store. I haven't ever been there. Granny, what's up, Granny? Thanks for 17 months. Happy 21st again. Yeah, indeed. Yeah, the 21st just keeps happening and repeat. I'd be Groundhog Day by now. The extended cut. If we're back to 21st. Mama Cat, thanks for the 20 there. Happy birthday, Tug. Thank you. Joe, thanks for the 2 there. Happy birthday. Thank you. I appreciate it. Bethany, thanks for the 10. Man, thank y'all. Happy birthday, Tug. Thank you. Man, y'all are nice. I swear. Fallen Hero. What's up, Fallen Hero? Thanks for the 5 there. Happy birthday. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate you. Harbor, thanks for the 5. Happy birthday, fellow birthday guy. Mine's today, too. Well, you know what? You are wonderful, as in, this is a great day. Like I said, we will have stream. I'm catching some people because I appreciate y'all. I want to. And it's my stream today. Did you know Laura Owens wrote another streamer today to complain to them about items. I think that's kind of fascinating. We'll cover that, like I said. We'll talk about there's some new craziness with Johnny Depp of all that. I mean, it's like, again? Are you guys kidding me? Yeah, apparently, what is it, Cambridge? Cambridge has decided that they're going to target fun times, right? Yeah, they're going to join in the election interference thing. We have the joke list, too. We're going to laugh at. It'll be good. Sandra, thanks for the 10 there. Happy birthday. Thank you. Appreciate you. Marcus, thanks for 2 months. Happy birthday, Tug. Thank you, my friend. K-Rab, what's up, K-Rab? Thanks for the 5 gifted memberships. Appreciate that. Thank you. Sandra D, too. Thank you for the gifted membership. Thank you. Sin, thanks for the super chat. No statement attached, but plenty of statement. Thank you. Lady Tammy, thanks for the 5 gifted memberships too. Thank you. Wow. Sandra, I'll hit the rest in just a minute. Man, there's a bunch of you. Look at that. Tease T, thanks $200. Happy birthday to it. Crazy. Hope your day's been amazing. It's been a good day. I mean, I've been looking forward to doing a stream, to be honest. It has been a crazy year. It's been it's good in its own ways. It's been stressful in its own ways. I look forward to streams though, and yeah, I was looking forward to chilling with you folks. Let me send myself a screenshot real fast, and then we'll hit this, and I'll come back, and we'll just, like I said, we'll hit stuff throughout the. Yeah, I want to chill with you folks, you wonderful people. Give me 1 minute here. I'm sending something to myself. Takes a second. I'm sending it off my phone. It was stuck in my phone. I took a screenshot of something, but it's part of our stream. It's to Meg's Crime Watch. Yeah, apparently they've gotten a wonderful message today from Laura. I noticed like these people don't send me messages making demands of me. You know why? Because most places understand that I will monetize the shit out of you, and I will mock you until eternity if you send me some dumb shit complaining about something. So, look at this. I love it. I love it all, though. Here it is. Now, it's going to be a little blurry. I apologize for that. It's just the screenshot process. Give me 1 second. I'll get it right in a second. There we are. All right. Look at this, though. Like, it's got the Dr. MedChill disclosure attached to it. Don't you love that? Don't you just love that, by the way? Man, is that 20 gifted memberships? Holy crap. There's a bunch of memberships. Like I said, I'll hit everybody there. I just noticed that, like, Helen, thank you for 20 gifted memberships. Crazy there. Thank you. Appreciate that. I also saw Runkle, man. You know what? I love Runkle, by the way. I do. Runkle, like, we have not streamed together enough, but I have to say, like, that, I got to prep for later tonight. I want to wish you a happy birthday. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate the, that boozy takedown, dude. Like I said, I've always appreciated that one. It was quality, but also it was appreciated. Like, boozy came from my channel for years, not a couple of months, years. You know, this guy, sometimes the only person he would name in coming after a channel. So I appreciate the takedown that came with him. Like, it was funny, but it was good. It was a good message. It was like, yo, you know, this is garbage. You're not going to do that. So, check this out. Again, this is to Meg. Oh, they never learn, by the way. Why would you send something like this just to be mocked? So, this is for Meg's Crime Watch, though. Props to them, by the way. I know they stream on the topic, and it's just, I followed your playlist on Owens versus Echard with increasing concern. Do tell, with increasing concern. Your most recent video title, Faking a Pregnancy is Easy When You Have Zoom Court, stands out for its particularly harmful assertions, as the title and the content are categorically untrue and damaging. These are the threats. I'm telling you what's going to happen. No joke. Laura Owens is going to sue a bunch of people, and everybody's going to have to come together and do something about it, because she's going to use daddy's money to try to silence everything that's happened. Even if she loses, I get this feeling like it won't matter. she's going to try to silence. And people will do that. Now, like for people like myself, I live, and Dave Neal actually, this will fall into, we live under a wonderful anti-slap statute, which protects a lot under free speech. It's still not cheap to go to court, but, you know, and again, she doesn't earn her fucking money. Like, that's the thing you have to remember. She doesn't earn anything. But I have the feeling she's going to try to sue a bunch of people. That doesn't mean, like, here's the thing you got to remember, too. It doesn't matter if she wins or not. It's the intimidation thing. Because will she win? No. But it's financially intimidating people and intimidating people with the law, trying to do that. You know, and it's fascinating considering here, you know, she's talking about that faking a pregnancy is easy when you have Zoom court. I mean, oh my God, that title is so damaging. It's evident that these distortions are designed to boost views and monetizations, but at the cost to the truth and to my personal reputation. Like I said, that statement right there says plenty. The implication that I exploited remote proceedings to fabricate a pregnancy is grossly inaccurate. Although the hearing you show in that video is indeed via Zoom, so hey, there is indeed via Zoom there, I was physically present in court the very next day with Clayton in clear view of him and others. This fact was completely overlooked in your coverage. Well, don't worry. Look, I covered it while I was mentioning your your letter. Where's your OBGYN, Laura? Not Dr. Medshield that you're attacking. Where's your real OBGYN? Where's the person that did sonograms? Why don't you write about that? Why don't you tell us about that? Why don't you cover one person that saw you with a real sonogram? You show me a real doctor that did real sonogram, not some bullshit that has faked ass headers, but you show me. Show me the real deal. The real freaking deal. I've never, again, obviously, you probably might guess from my voice, I'm not a woman. Having said that, I have 2 kids. I have been to the doctor with many an ultrasound, many a test. God, there's a lot of tests that are done. And through all of this stuff, I've also, unfortunately, been with loss too. Been there as well. Seen that process too. Felt the process. You know, the grieving process. Been there. Been there, done that. Not fun. The one thing that I very well remember through everything are how many times at ultrasounds we met with doctors. Again, it wasn't just maybe this has happened, therefore. I mean, there's a lot. Because doctor's not meeting with you there. It's a liability issue. You've got to think of it this way. If they don't do their job and they're not only endangering you, they're endangering another potential life. And man, you talk about getting sued to hell and back. That's how that happens. You know, if you're not doing your due diligence, you get sued, and you get sued hardcore. So seeing these kind of claims, it's like, yeah, no. I'm sorry to hear it. Yeah, I mean, it is. I hate that. That's why I hate these subjects for people, because in reality, you know, people have dealt with this stuff. A lot of people have. And that's why people have empathy and believe people and want to help them out too. And that's why people get so mad at the end result of it. But attached is an expert report from Dr. Mike Medshiel, a respected obstetrician who has delivered over 2,200 babies. His report confirms my pregnancy and directly disputes the baseless claims you've aired. Where is the OBGYN you saw? Not a person you hired, because picking out a expert witness is like going to fucking a really expensive Walmart. Hey, look, there's an expert OBGYN. And if you think that I'm insulting the idea of expert witnesses, I fucking am. I think that I find them so useless. Because essentially you pay a lot of money to back up whatever narrative you're throwing out. And some of those are terrible. Some of those are dangerous. But it's most of the time, it's fucking useless. You know, it's who has the better expert. I want to see the doctor that you saw during a pregnancy. That's what I want. Not the guy you hired in the aftermath to say, well, blah, blah, blah. I want the guy, again, or lady, I say guy. I said guy because of Dr. Mike Medshiel. But, yeah, I want to see the other person. I don't think that's too much to ask. While you're free to voice your opinions, crossing into defamation under the pretense of discussion or commentary is unacceptable. There's a threat, straight up. The content you produced strays far from reasonable journalism and ventures into legal liability. Again, legal threat, right there, straight up. She's threatening to sue them. I urge you to retract false statements, delete the videos, or correct the misinformation immediately. Here's one thing, by the way. I do want to make this clear. I have been here and we've talked about the idea of the moon bump. I don't think that it matters in the discussion, but there's so much more that you can hit. You don't even have to include that. You don't have to include anything speculatory. What you can say are things like, yeah, she definitely admitted to lying when it came to a sonogram. Not only that, her own lawyer admits that she lied about that, but that doesn't matter. You know, he told us, well, that actually doesn't really matter, which I'll pull up in a second too. I mean, those things are undeniable. It is absolutely undeniable that she lied about that. So, I mean, when you get down to it, it's just amazing that we hear this. And yet, I urge you to retract the false statements, delete if these issues are not removed or resolved promptly. Be advised that my attorney is prepared to pursue legal action against all parties who have perpetuated or profited from these falsehoods. Again, amazing, isn't it? It's amazing. The threat's straight up threat. And it's fascinating considering here is her lawyer. This is her lawyer writing somebody. He's writing Greg Gillespie. And here's what he has to say. He says, he's talking about, he was asked a question about, actually, let me pull these two up because I love reading these together. Actually, I read it last night and I thought it was hard hitting, and it dealt with actually having a little backbone, standing up for integrity. And David didn't seem to like that. So I'm just going to focus on 2 statements, including him admitting. So he was asked by Gillespie, he was asked, "Hey, David, may I call you David? First, I'd like to hear your response to the important information I've already shared with you in previous email. I noticed you jump at the opportunity to respond to a few latter adverse comments, yet you have nothing to say regarding the very real important context of my original communication. Non-lawyers like myself would find this sort of thing peculiar." I would. I do. Do you? "Please share your quote-unquote man-to-man thoughts," unquote, before replying to any of the below. This has nothing to do with anything that, I'm going to say, Clayton's lawyer, or his old lawyer too, Mr. Woodnick, said. Nothing really. And it is weird that you think my anger is related to anything other than Laura's actions. It's about what happened to me. It's what happened to Mike, Matt, what happening to Clayton. I read you said you would quit the case if you found out Laura was lying. Integrity would be doing that, as you know she's lied. Instead, you were inciting conflict on the internet, and I think Laura wants you to embarrass me here, like she tried with my work, family, and friends. You want a quote-unquote man-to-man talk, so here it is. She has destroyed lives with her lies. Be a quote-unquote man. And tell her to finally admit she has a problem and that she regrets the lies and hell she has caused because 4 men did not want to date her. You have no idea how horrific it is to be falsely accused of ARP and more. You've already demonstrated with your post that you're committed to being Conor McGregor and winning. A win here is admitting she faked records and used fake pregnancies to manipulate men. And she should go get help before more people suffer her torture. So this is what's the response here. And he admits, the reason I want to note this is because the admission to a lie, but because there's no way to deny it. There's no way whatsoever. I mean, when your own lawyer is like, yo, you lied, that's a problem. That's a problem. So here was the answer, and I thought this was funny, actually. "Greg, FYI, I blocked your number on my phone." It reminds me of it reminds me of a Crystal Method song. It's from their first album. There's a little line. Excuse the language. It's got a little profanity in it, but the line goes something like, "What's the matter, motherfucker? You were a man just a minute ago." And that's true. I mean, this guy likes to pound on his chest, play the internet fucking the villain, the bad guy. What happened? Come on, man. You like to run around and pretend that you're going to break things. Now it's like, oh man, your integrity got called out. What are you doing? I mean, come on, dude. And what's funny is he likes to do that to other people. Oh, why aren't you talking about my violence? You gotta live life some days. But he's like, I don't have time for games. I totally don't have time for games. I've looked at the evidence. I'm not doing that all night. You have to show Laura is lying. I'm happy to look at it if you have it. Now, and then watch how this changes. It's funny. I've asked for this several times. You produced nothing. I interpret that to have you have no evidence. People who have proof don't play games. They let their cards on the table. Only liars and bluffers who don't do this. I've been doing this 20 plus years. It's always the same. If you have evidence, show it. If you don't, you throw insults and attacks. Yawn. Yawn. Totally. Not impressed. The legal system doesn't tolerate games like this. If you have something to show Laura's lying, you're welcome to email it to me here. You know, he goes on. Then he says this down the page. Like, to be clear, that does not apply to things that she admitted being untruthful about. So she's lied before. He's admitted it. He's like, like the Planned Parenthood ultrasound, which is of minimal importance. So if she's lied and admitted it, that's her being untruthful. That's not her lying. That's her being untruthful, baby. That doesn't count. People are allowed to make mistakes and then admit them. It's just a mistake. It's just a mistake, baby. So even your own fucking lawyer calling you a liar here. Your own lawyer has to play it off. Because your own lawyer was like, yo, I'm going to quit the case if you prove to me that she's lying. So, and of course, yeah. So people, again, it's going to be a form of financial intimidation. And at the end of the day, what it's going to do is it's going to elevate a lot of channels. They will pick up a lot more. They'll pick up a lot more people watching. They'll pick up a lot more. They'll pick up a lot more everything. But I mean, that's not a basis, he says, to drop them as a client. I need proof that she's lied about something that actually matters. So lying about ultrasounds and stuff, that didn't matter. Lying about many other things doesn't matter. And what's funny is, apparently, Gillespie mailed him items and was like, yo, did you get my emails? At the end of this conversation, what's really funny, I thought this was actually quite funny. He was like, here it is. Give me 1 second. Check it out here. He was like, hey, Gringris, is everything okay? I was worried when I never heard back from you today. I figured after the nice words in your previous email, you would want to follow up after receiving the very evidence, evidence you believed I was bluffing about. Did you get that? I held up my end of the bargain. Be a man, hold up yours. So even your lawyer is being called out for that. So it's hard to go in, again, and to threaten people with litigation, to say, yo, I'm going to go in and I'm going to hit you with a lawsuit. And make no mistake, that's exactly what this is. That is 100% what this thing is. Again, I apologize for the blur there. Again, I urge you to retract the false statements and delete the videos, plural, or correct the misinformation immediately. These issues are not to resolve promptly. Be advised that my attorney, again, the free speech attorney, by the way, the guy who has built, I hope that all these fucking, either the so-called free speech attorneys out there that I see all over this guy's timeline, big name ones too, either they recognize this for what it is or they're all fucking frauds. One or the other, man. One or the other. Because like I said, people are basing their opinions off of quite a bit. A lot of stuff that's been up there. For me, the moon bump video, like I said, when I watched that, it's odd. And it's relevant, but it's not the thing that, I'm like, hey, I'm sticking on that one topic. You know what I mean? It's, there's so much else to cover with it. She also is pretending she's not a limited purpose public figure, with that. And there is a very important distinction that comes with that too, because you have to prove actual malice. There's an actual malice standard that comes in with going after what's there. And you have to remember, with actual malice, it goes farther than it goes further than you saying, oh, well, this person is not, they're not telling the truth here. First of all, by your definition, you have to prove that they went out and they lied intentionally, or that they just didn't give a fuck that they were lying. So you have to prove that what they saw with everything else, they purposely went out and they purposely lied. They purposely wrongdoing. And that's not going to happen. I mean, again, you know, what'll happen is, even if you get past, depending on where the state is, like I said, they focused on Dave Neal repeatedly. Dave Neal's in Tennessee, and Tennessee has one of the most stringent anti-slap laws out there. So, him, myself, I live in Tennessee. Anybody that lives behind that by itself is going to be a hell of a hurdle, considering, again, and you know, once one person overcomes that, then everyone else, and you know, here's the thing too. You better fucking believe, like, counter lawsuits, oh, they'll come in. They will. They'll come in not just against Laura, they'll come in against a certain lawyer. You know, the tramp stamp lawyer get hit hard from that kind of stuff too. And we'll see how that falls, you know. We'll definitely recoup lawyer fees, but more than that. You know, but I have a feeling, like I said, since it's daddy's money, that it won't really matter. It's quite astounding when you get down to it, the threats. I mean, again, I've seen people threaten, but what we're seeing with this case, there's more Laura Owens stuff too. There's new filings. I wanted to cover the Jokeless stuff I don't want to say real quick. You know what I mean? I want to cover that. Then I want to, because we have legal filings today. You know, one of the moves is crazy too, and I do want to cover those. But I thought that this would be funny to cover too. I want to laugh at things at the beginning of this stream. You know, I know I called it the beginning, even though I'm 40 minutes into it or whatever. I just want to laugh at stupid people, because it feels good to laugh at stupid. You know, stupid rolls over me and I feel great. Look at the length of that. Choo choo. Group cash trade. By the way, if you like this content and you enjoy birthdays, consider supporting the channel. And you like birthdays. That's so dumb. If you'd like to support the channel, it's a perfect day to do so. We will use it for storm reconsiderations. The last thing wasn't as bad. I have, you know, one more interesting thing, by the way. I showed pictures of the trampoline that got like wrapped around a tree. Like the wind was so strong, last night it blew it back off the freaking tree. It unwrapped it from it. And it was kind of crazy. Now it's jacked up. It's not redeemable. But I thought I was gonna have to go in and try to pancake that sucker. Oh man, I shouldn't say pancake. But I mean, we had water leaks. Damn, man, I love comic books, and God, the amount of stuff that went the way of the dodo bird. Whew. So if you like the channel, I appreciate you. Sarah Michelle, the Jokelist. I like it. I like the fact that, you know, I've heard it said over and over again, by the way, using her name gives her attention. It didn't give her shit. I mean, I've looked at the amount of clicks that she gets. No, you know, when the clicks come in, it comes in from people laughing at her. So I understand why other people, again, They don't mention her because they don't give her the time of day. Me, however, I think it's funny as shit. Her reading her posts are some of the funniest things that happen in life, I think. I love it. Man, I saw those teas again, man. Wow, thank you. 10 gifted memberships. I saw those fall in. I mean, I just love laughing at that. So, what does Jeremy Hale and George continue to tell the world? Globe? Emoticon? Michelle is going to jail. Michelle is not going to jail. She's innocent. Yeah. She's innocent, baby. She's innocent. Why is he also promising the world globe icon? I swear. Globe emoji. Globe emoji. There's 2 already. He will bankrupt this disabled mother. A disabled mother. That's what I'm going to start calling myself. I identify as a disabled mother. That's me. And be like, why are you targeting me? I'm a disabled mother. By the way, before you say that, I do have a placard. I have had for years problems with some days with my knee after some issue in my side. Ugh. So it qualified me for one. So I'm not joking. I do technically have that. So I do not play that up for, but I can be a disabled mom. And these days, I am a mother. Yep, that's right. I've heard I can identify as father, mother, other, brother, whatever. So I can be whatever I want to be. Don't you argue with me. Let's see, where was I? I lost my point. This disabled mother and quote unquote, get her gone one way or another. Get her gone. That's playing that up. It's funny because you see how that's what I talk about with Chris Boozy. Snipping a random piece of a sentence to try to make it sinister. I've had that done to me. Oh my God! Did you see that piece of the sentence that ThatUmbrellaGuy said? I'm like, yeah, you should have got the other part of the sentence because it was equally mean. I mean, wait, what? But trying to say that's a threat. No, we're going to get her gone one way or another. Whether that's using one court system or another court system or whatever. I mean, to imply anything else with that is fucking ridiculous. While she's caring for her special needs child. Her kid's special needs now, too? Is that what we're going to go with? I thought she was running around the property in a bubble or something, I thought I was rewatching the Levy County freaking edition of, you remember that movie Bubble Boy? I thought that was what no, she can't come out of her protective bubble. No, if she chews on a tortoise, she might die. It's well, maybe she shouldn't chew on tortoises, I don't know. Thankfully, I say that. Well, thankfully, there's no tortoises at the turtle rescue. Oh, Lord. This affects the child's safety and peace and childhood, as well as her future. Oh, Lord. Michelle is being forced into multiple lawsuits. Forced into is a fascinating way of going with that, too. Forced into. Including an outrageous federal case and the loss of her liberties. Now, that's a fascinating thing, because I don't seem to remember the Jokalist giving $2, excuse my word, but I don't remember her giving that about Jeremy's loss of liberty, George's loss of liberty, because really, when you get down to it, Yes, it impacts Jeremy as far as an order, but that impacts her too. The safety consideration alone. When they start bringing up safety, I find that to be absolutely remarkable. And then the idea, you know, again, her liberties, what, free speech? That's fascinating. That's very curious considering. Oh, I don't know what to make of that. For things she has not and is not doing, all affecting her child's precious childhood years. God, look at this run-on sentence, by the way. When the family should be enjoying life in peace with the little people in the walls, allegedly, on their precious land. Their precious land? The child's precious. Lynette's precious. The land's precious. Again, I think this is all code really telling us that she agrees that we are dealing with a female golem. She's like, my precious. She's like, Michelle can't come to the phone right now. She's dropping a ring off at Mount Doom. If you leave your name, number, and a brief message. I mean, what is that? The precious land building their new home and dreams in the beautiful Gulf area they have enjoyed and have loved for years. Wait. On their precious land, building their new home and dreams in the... What the fuck kind of weird description is that? I mean, oh my God. On top of this, multiple agencies have been called ongoing with hundreds of calls to CPS that have even involved the governor of the state of Florida and multiple other agencies ongoing. God, look at that. Where is the punctuation in this shit? There it is. Look at this. This is all a sentence. Holy crap. Oh my God, man. I mean, really, when you, like, reading it exactly how it is, like, listen to this. This is how this would read, okay? Not pausing. Then I'll go back and laugh at some stuff. But listen to how this goes. I'm going to try to catch it all in one breath. On top of all of this, multiple agencies have been called ongoing with hundreds of calls to CPS and have even involved the governor of the state of Florida and multiple other agencies ongoing, as well as Jeremy Hill and George, with their attorney's assistants, contacting the county to try to report and remove Michelle and her family from her own property she paid cash for full because finishing building their new house is delayed due to what Jeremy Hill referred to as a war against her, disabling her ability by overburdening her ongoing. Did I set a world record? Hey, Ma, did I set a world record yet? I mean, jeez. ChatGPT, what kind of run-on garbage is this? It is jokalism. Oh, thank you. Thank you, ChatGPT. I mean, really, what kind of sentence is that? Contacting the county to try to report and remove her from her own property she paid cash for in full because finishing building their new house is delayed. Well, are they adding on to the shit shack? What's going on? I haven't been keeping up with the additions, by the way. Are there really additions? No, they're delayed, Doug. What are you talking about? And then it's like, look at how that, she paid for in full because finishing building her house is delayed due to what he referred to as a war against her, disabling her ability by overburdening her ongoing. What? Like it's like it ends. All of that, and you couldn't complete this sentence? Are you kidding me? What the fuck? Why would an attorney team try to remove a family with a special needs child from their own property? I mean, are you kidding me? Again, it's fascinating too. because the joke list and all these people, they're like, what about the child? The child. And then they use the child like a fucking bludgeon. They weld the child. Yeah. They weld the child. I said weld the child. Weld the child. They weld the child. You know, spot welding. No, they wield the child like a bludgeon. Weld the child. I feel like my grasp of the English language slips a little every time I read some of this stuff. Does the attorney making those disturbing calls have a clean background? Now that is that we have been talking about threats repeatedly, over the last, well, quite a few live streams. And that's kind of a interesting threat with the attorney. Does an attorney have a clean background? It's like, coming soon. Who would do such a thing? Speaking of the attorney, I will be talking about the attorney's outrageous federal case, and I will be reporting in all the court cases in the Michelle story. Coming soon, again. I'll be reporting on all of this, Yeah, I guess these count as articles these days. I'm not really sure. I am now beginning my collection of the court files, which I usually collect last. What? Yeah, so, wait a minute. So you're telling me you cover the case before you get the court filings? What does that mean? I'm going to tell you all about this court case I've never read. It's like, wait a minute. I feel like there's an admission of something in that. Can't quite put my finger on it, though. It's kind of like, I don't know, somebody has no fucking clue what they're talking about. Flux Raid. What's up? Flux Raid us. Appreciate you, Man. I'm now beginning my collection of court files. This is so crazy. I will also be collecting the evidence exhibits. Woo, man. On top of all of this, Michelle is being stalked, filmed, and accused of contempt. She is not doing any time she leaves her property. I cannot imagine enduring this horrific nightmare ongoing. Well, I cannot. Here's an amazing thing. I'm just clue this in. I cannot imagine enduring this ongoing horrific nightmare. There you go. That's how we should put that together. Just saying. And on top of all of this, Jeremy and George on their show, What the Hells, have a fundraising campaign raising nearly $70. Look at that. Raising nearly $70. Holy crap. Oh, yeah, $70 there. Like, yeah, you forgot a little bit of something, I'm going to say. Just maybe. From their fans, cash emoji, to hire an attorney for the family. Hey, give me 1 second. $70 freaking dollars. I can't believe that. $70 freaking dollars. I've been contacting and interviewing and sharing their goals with... Wait. To hire an attorney for the family. There we go. They have been contacting and interviewing and sharing their goals with to file a court case to take Michelle's child. That's fascinating. Taking whose child again? I'm kind of curious about that. Whose child is it again? That's an interesting way of putting that, huh? I'll be on the road a couple of weeks, and we'll return to clear my desk and focus fully on this story. Oh, here comes the money stuff. Oh no, DUI guy made it in this one. I'm seeing it. I've been sitting on this for a couple of days, or a few days, really. Somebody sent this to me. I appreciate you when you send these my other way. I do not read them beforehand. You know why? Because somebody gets butthurt about monetization of them. So I want to make sure that they understand that I monetize your tweets. I don't even read them before it fucking comes in. If they look funny, they probably are. I figure all of them are going to be funny, and all of them are going to get on the group cash train. So I see the LawTube cash emoji grabbers have put the brakes on their groupie choo-choo boo baby bottle emoji who train emoji. Yeah, you know, it's funny. They're like, oh my God, they talk about another case? Again, yeah, we do that. You know, Jeremy is more than capable of talking about his ongoing stuff. And when something happens there that if he needed help, straight up, he would be there. Certain cases progress, that'll be there. However, he does fine. Again, you watch him, he doesn't have to stand alone, nor does he. He has plenty of people that back him. It's just funny to be like, oh my God, they're not talking about this like 24/7. They've abandoned him. It's like, The DUI, duh. By the way, DUI guy has been covering another case. The Karen Reed case. He is actually covering it daily. So that's the thing that he's... It's there now. You know, a lot of us, again, we've been reading filings and prepping for the upcoming Clayton Echard, Laura Owens trial. That is definitely, unless the lawyer, I'm going to cover one thing that I thought, oh yeah, but we'll see what that does. But as far as we know, it's still going to happen on the 10th. I'll show you the newest attempt on that too. But yeah, but DUI, duh. Get into some kind of trouble. He seems to have vanished from the case and Big Show entirely. And top shelf groupie Megan Fox, author, writing finger emoji, seems to be pretending the side B of this story does not exist. Side B? What the fuck is the side B of this story, by the way? Yeah, Larry, that's what I'm saying. He's like covering everything. Like he's embedded in this case. He does it daily, you know. He's invested in that. When you find a case you think is fascinating, you cover them, you know. And when they go to court, boom. I mean, him going out and actually covering stuff is that I like that aspect. If I find a case that I feel like I could embed with, that would be, yeah, I mean, I did contemplate the Echard item. I've contemplated it, depending on what happens with the Levy County thing. I thought about seeing what's what. I don't know, though. It depends, you know. But we don't have to be there to mock this shit. I mean, there's plenty of people, again, and there are good people in there, too. The side B doesn't exist, as she pretends she's just too busy with another case. She's FN for views and groupie cash emoji. What happened to the big high-five fun with Tug Thug on her whiskey? Alcohol emoji. With Giggles Gig. With Giggles Gig. Yeah. What happened to her coming on with that umbrella guy? Let's see. We were on, what was that day again? Oh, yeah, Tuesday. Megan will, more than likely, unless something comes up, you know, I mean, again, she's supposed to be here Thursday. So it's like, yeah, it's only 2 days out of the week, plus more when we come up. But, you know, we talk about like what's coming up with cases too. Like if something happens, you know, I appreciate the hell out of Megan Fox too, because she'll be like, hey, Tug, have you seen this? And maybe I have. If I haven't, though, I mean, she is jacked into cases. Like she is always cognizant about what's going on with stuff. It's amazing. Like I have trouble tracking multiple items sometimes like that. I like to track 1, 2 things, man. Just good with that. So it's just hilarious. With Giggles Gig, while slandering and destroying innocent lives, and an innocent judge who got it right. Destroying an innocent judge. I'm going to go on a limb here and say, oh, grudge judge, I'm going to say he's doing all right for himself. Questioning a decision that we've seen. It's fascinating considering in this same block of text, I don't know what to call this thing. We're talking about people's rights. Yeah, we have the right to question a decision that was there. It's ridiculous considering, again, we've seen the decisions that are rolling in from another jurisdiction versus this. And again, we talked about the limitation, the temporary, not some temporary orders, the holding other people accountable for what another party said. I mean, all of that craziness. Yeah. Too late to back row? Is that supposed to be a boat emoji? Clean up on aisle 10 will be necessary. Fox emoji. And look, 5 people are like, this is the dumbest stuff I've ever listened to. 5 people. They're like, yeah, that's pretty stupid. Oh my God. That's funny stuff. Now, in just a minute, I'm going to hit the filings too. But I wanted to also show you something else because I thought that this was actually quite fascinating and messed up. So I thought this was quite the bombshell. All right. Look at this post here. This is a Depp heard. Remember, we are 2 years out in that case. Like, this is the 2-year anniversary of that case. Now, what's going on? You might be like, are there people still? Yeah, Cambridge. You notice in this. So you have Cambridge University being tagged into this. They are complicit in pushing a narrative that involves going after Depp's lawyer, Adam Waldman, saying that somehow that result there, bots, therefore election interference. Like, I kid you not. I kid you not. That is the narrative that Cambridge is being attached to. Now, we've already seen other universities, and I want you to really think about this. If the situation were reversed and we were talking about a female victim of DV, can you imagine the outrage that would happen if a female victim was targeted for years after the entire world saw how stuff plays? Instead, you get a collection of just fucking either paid weirdos or weirdos trying to get paid or of, I hate to call these people higher education. I mean, the only high there, I mean, unless they got a bowl they're smoking, I mean, they're high on something, all right. But it sure ain't what you credit them for. But you notice, Jen Robinson. Now, if you don't know who that is one of Amber Heard's lawyers. Join us in London to discuss who trolled Amber Heard. Now, I thought, they kept telling me over and over again that it was terrible to monetize the case here. They were like, oh my God, how dare these people talk about it and make money? And yet, they've written books. They've put together big money pushes. They have Alex Moisturis. Moisturis, by the way, again, Tortoise Media. I've talked about that. It doesn't sound like much at all. But when you get down to what that is, you're talking about big money and a lot of power players, not only just that were connected to the media and still are, power players in that, but also political power. People who would benefit from narratives like election interference. And also, Professor, I'm going to pull them up in just a second, Gina Sue, at, again, MCTD, Cambridge, and I, Tortoise, on the implications of gender disinformation from women and the dangers of disinformation for our democracies. And again, if you listen to that thing, the idea that they try to shop is that all of this stuff somehow ties in election interference. Just insanity. And Adam Waldman posted about that. He was like, he posted with it how Johnny Depp revealing his worst one infamous defamation case. It's fascinating to see this tie-in. So let me pull up at Gina Sue real quick. Give me a second here. At Gina Sue. I thought this, like I said, was fascinating because it's not just the person, but what they represent. I remember when higher education was not about embracing the status quo, but these folks, yeah. So running MTCG or TG Cambridge at Cambridge University, just making sure you get that, So it is indeed when I say Cambridge University. Magdalena College, helping lead, blah, 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 while all this, previously of Columbia University and the University of Oxford. So all their names are definitely dragged into that. They're tagged into these posts. It's just fascinating when you start going through what they're sharing with that. So see, too, when I say the election statements here, that's definitely what they're going for. See, from celebrity trials to general elections, how do bots and trolls sway our opinion? Again, their narrative is that everybody that watched that trial, you didn't really watch that. You don't have any idea. That case was won because of bots and troll farms. It is the most ridiculous shit I've ever heard. But that's the retelling. That is the new, because it fits, because this is an election year. It has value. It has value in this. And it's the one way that you can target and try to hurt Adam Waldman. They did. They tried to hurt the man. And that makes me mad. And it should make other people mad too. Because again, the question was, what is a man like Johnny Depp? What does he have to do to clear his name? And the answer is more. There will never be enough. There will never be enough to stop these fucking people. And if you don't think that what they do is dangerous, again, we're talking about people that have declared war on male victims. They have 100% done that. They've declared war on them. They've declared war with, again, the false accusations. They continue. Like the whole idea of what happened in Virginia was about false accusations. I mean, that's where you got to. It was about this stuff, malicious intent. This was defaming him. This stuff is all trash. So what did they do? They just came up with an even crazier fucking thing. And what's fascinating is if you go and you look up that Tortoise Media item that's being promoted, that is promoted by what you can tell are bots. There are plenty of bots that have posted the exact same thing on repeat. Now, of course, that's ignored. Of course it is. I'm very tempted some days to sit down with somebody and to just write about what encountered, because like I said, it's crazy what is not reported. I mean, it's crazy to think before that trial you had people that they tried to silence it. It's what we've seen with, say, an Echard out like to a giant on a giant stage when you talk about people being targeted and threats made and more. It was on a worldwide stage. It just kept getting bigger. And you had trying to silence channels. I mean, we couldn't even bring her. She was like the female Voldemort. You couldn't bring up her name. If you did, you got throttled. I mean, that was real. And people thought that was all conspiracy until you saw it play out and you saw how obsessed these folks really were with folks that were talking about this. Sounds like it'll be wood for the books. If you don't think that we are in the middle of a war with a relic, that is the mainstream media and also the institutions that many of these people represent, think again. We are dead smack in it because they have a lot of institutional power. They have a lot of social power, and they have a lot of monetary power. They have power that they don't want to give up, and they feel it slipping through their fingertips like sand. Why? Because we keep slapping them in the hands. We're like, no, you can't hold that. That's not yours. They don't like it at all. Anyway, I thought about doing a video on that. There's actually there was another person too that tried to destroy not only Depp, but actually destroy his ability to go out to shows. Went after a female DV victim, or survivor, actually, I should say. And they just recently got wrecked. They got wrecked hardcore. I thought about covering that too. I definitely need a video on that. But, so, now this is very important. Switching back to the Clayton Echard, Laura Owens craziness, because I think that this is wild. We've seen all of these attempts to try to stop that show from going forward, right? Because the show and the trial, when I say that show, I'm talking about it's the big show. It's the big show we want to call, what is that word again? Oh yeah, Truth and Justice. That's right. What are they doing with it? Well, notice of non-availability. So 2 weeks ago, on April the 30th, 2024, petitioner, that will be Owens, filed an emergency motion seeking order to strike a pleading filed by respondent entitled Reply to Petitioner's Response to Respondent's Amended Motion for Relief Based on Fraud, blah, 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 blah. The court has not yet taken any action with regard to either request. Nevertheless, undersigned counsel submits this notice to inform the court of 2 points related to the pleading. First, undersigned counsel, they will not be available on specific dates. Oh, wait a minute. Does that slow things down? Is that going to cause? Undersigned counsel is not available May 14th due to hearing in another matter. Court remains available for specific days, but not other days. Second, April 26, 2024. Petitioners responded, amended, blah, blah, blah. Actually, I should read that, I guess. Petitioners' response to a amended motion for relief based on fraud. It has since been determined that pleading contains a minor factual error at page 8, lines 18 to 21. The pleading summarized CV, a petitioner's expert, Dr. Medchill. CV was also included in the pleading in the summary of educational expertise. The pleading stated that he also separately holds a PhD in immunology and biology. As it turns out, all information was and is accurate, but the undersigned misunderstood the reference to a PhD degree. Wait. Wait, what's that mean? Based on further discussions, it is accurate to say, in addition to, he also started working on his PhD. So, whoops. We said that he holds PhDs in this and this. Well, it turns out, not really. He started working and was a candidate, as the CV indicates, but he does not, in fact, complete those PhD degrees. Whoops. That's a minor factual error. Yeah, he has all of this. Well, he also holds PhDs in it. Immunology, he also owns one in biology. Well, not really. It turns out that, by the way, he started working on that and was a candidate. In fact, did not complete that degree. Whoopsie. Minor. And again, I just thought that was funny to include. I thought, well, I'm not going to be available. Okay. And then wait a minute. wait a minute. Now there's another file. It's bigger than that. But I still thought that was fascinating. They were like, that doesn't hurt anything. This minor error, which was solely based on the undersigned counsel's misinterpreting information on his CV, has no impact on his qualifications. It kind of does. It kind of does. I mean, you shopped a lot more qualifications to do that. Whoopsie. Okay. Now there's another. This is not a big deal, guys. That's not a big deal. You need to don't pay attention to that. Excuse me. Okay, here we go. Let's show you this other one out. Reply in support of petitioner's motion to eliminate. There's one main issue in this case. Did petitioner, redacted, we know who that is, become pregnant as a result of sexual content with respondent Clayton Echard in May 2023? That's a yes-no question. And it has nothing whatsoever to do with Miss Redacted's past relationships with different men that occurred years ago. You notice, trying to knock down what happened in the past. 4 years ago, none of that shit matters. 2 of which were in a different state, none of which involve paternity establishment actions, and none of which include a finding that she actually faked being pregnant. Don't listen to those people, please. You're the one who brought them up repeatedly. Now you're like, they don't mean anything. Well, why the fuck are you writing about them on social media? Why are you bringing this stuff up yourself? And why is she bringing this stuff up? I mean, she opened the door for them. They're like, no. That's not the question. The question now is, yes or no question, was she pregnant? Not, if you say no, has she done this stuff before? No. That's fascinating to me, right off the bat. To help illustrate the absurdity to Mr. Echard's position, consider if the situation were reversed. In the papers, he claims that she could never have been pregnant because he says he never had penetrative intercourse with her. Thus, the question of whether intercourse occurred may be an important disputed fact. It may also not be an important fact, given that he has admitted engaging in sufficient other or I'm sorry, contact, contact, tonsil boxing. That's a contact sport. I mean, professional. Tonsil boxing. We're working out that. I need to stop. I can't help myself. By his own admission, a pregnancy was possible. I mean, he got gaslit over and over again. But hey. Now assume Miss Owens disclosed she was planning to call 3 new last-minute trial witnesses. Women who each claimed they'd been ARPed by him in the past. This has nothing to fucking... This is fucked up. So, what if, let's just say, for the sake of... You just pull out this random, jacked up accusation saying, well, what if she were to say, hypothetically, she just pulled up 3 other women that said that they had been ARPed by Mr. Echard. That is jacked up to put in. I mean, just hypothetically. I mean, again, these whack jobs complain about misinformation, and yet, look at that filing. If allowed, this evidence would, of course, tend to prove that he lied about not having intercourse with her, and that he has a pattern of ARPing women and lying about it. This would tend to support a finding the same thing happened here. What the fuck? What in the... I mean, that's insane. Again, that is an absolute... There's no basis whatsoever for this claim. That is a false... You again, it's like, oh, I'm not really claiming that, but this type of propensity evidence is never admissible to prove guilt. That is exactly what occurred in the recent matter cited in Owens' motion involving Harvey Weinstein. That's right, they brought him up yet again. He was charged with ARPing 3 women, but the trial court allowed prosecutors to introduce testimony from 3 other women who testified that Weinstein also ARPed them. Like, that's insane. Again, what's the point in saying something like this? Yeah, you've dealt with Gringus. You tell me. Not surprisingly, given voluminous evidence, Weinstein was convicted, but his conviction was overturned by the highest court in New York, solely because the trial judge erred in allowing testimony of 3 other non-charged quote-unquote victims. Yeah, not the same. Not the same at all. And they note they note the fact that how the decision comes in, what was stated there. Again, not the same. And yet, what is the point in putting that in there? Now, understandably, Mr. Echard notes correctly that although Rule 404B does not allow evidence of past wrongdoing to be used to prove current misconduct, such evidence can be offered for other reasons such as motive, opportunity, intent, preparation, plan, etc. The problem, as explained further below, is A, Mr. Echard is not seeking to use the testimony from her past relationships for any permissible reason. Okay, motive, opportunity. Has she faked pregnancies before? Why has she done this? What about dating contracts and all this other craziness? That doesn't matter. And B, it is clear this other evidence does not actually establish any sort of motive, opportunity, plan, etc. Okay. Okay. A conclusion which is somewhat hampered by the fact that Clayton Echard has failed to comply with his obligations under Rule 49 to disclose a fair summary of the substance of each witness's testimony. For these reasons, they want to exclude, again, oh my God, he didn't redact the name, by the way. That's redacted by someone else. So we already know, because of this guy here, we know the name that's redacted. Somebody else redacted that, and it's fine. But, the proverbial cat's out of the bag already. I'm not saying anything negative or, I understand why they did that. I get them. For me, I refer to the person as mad. Because that's, their name has been brought up as a witness. But they were motivated because the same guy writing this put their name out there to the world. That motivated them, in my opinion. Now, the discussion. Respondent has failed to timely disclose information required by Rule 49I. Mr. Echard has failed to disclose the substance of anticipated testimony. The first issue raised by Laura Owens' motion in limine is that Mr. Echard failed to comply with Rule 49 because, amongst other things, he failed to disclose a fair summary of the substance of expected testimony of, again, all the people there. As noted in her motion on page 3, lines 4 and 6, the entire disclosure as to Mr. Redacted comprised a single sentence stating, this witness is expected to testify about prior interactions with petitioner, including his personal knowledge about her alleged fabricated pregnancies back in 2014. I really want to hear that, by the way. That was his response. Mr. Echard refutes this claim with another single sentence claiming all this information was timely provided to Laura as early as the second supplemental disclosure statement provided March 29, 2024. Just one problem. The disclosed statement referenced by Mr. Echard contains proper disclosure did not occur. As it relates to redacted, the entire substance of Mr. Echard's disclosure from the second supplemental disclosure statement is shown below. Again, you've already said that, but okay. And he's saying, essentially saying, we don't really know what he's going to talk about there. Now, as it relates to Mr. Mancini, the entire substance of disclosed testimony is shown below. Oh my God. Somebody should bring up his blog post, being like, yeah, you know what he's going to testify about. You blogged about it, dumbass. You blogged about the whole thing. You blogged about everything involving this dude. So you should just file something and be like, you want a proper disclosure? See your blog post. See the court documents that you decided to post on Twitter. How about those? Oh, wait. No, not that, right? What is particularly inappropriate about these bare bones and the extreme disclosures is that they conflict with the facts that Miss Owens understands them, making disclosure by Mr. Echard all the more important. Specifically, the disclosure related to Mr. Redacted indicates that he will testify about a fabricated pregnancy and the resulting litigation. But according to her, there was no litigation of any kind between her and Mr. Redacted, nor did she ever fake being pregnant with him. Thus, she simply has no idea what to expect, if anything, from his testimony. Prior litigation? What litigation? Where? When? This is precisely the sort of trial by ambush the disclosure rules were created to prevent. Trial by ambush is a tactic no longer countenanced in Arizona courts. Similarly, the only litigation that occurred between Owens and Mancini had nothing whatsoever to do with prior pregnancy. Rather, it was about a DVRO. So, the DVRO issue, The OOPs, as they get brought up. That prior litigation is something that gets discussed quite a bit. But hey, hey, right? From the San Francisco Superior Court against Mr. Mancini, based on her allegations, he was brutally violent during their 2-year relationship, including allegation that he slapped and strangled me during sex on multiple occasions and smothered me into unconsciousness. See, I think it'll be fascinating to get to talk about OOPs, multiple ones, and the allegations that come up with them. And not only that, but I would have included allegations of stalking, because if you go through what was noted by Laura Owens, her own statements, and then Gillespie, like, if you have a connection there, they could definitely, again, what are these threads? What are you trying to say with them? But, as they know, this in no part had anything to do with her being pregnant or alleged faking being pregnant. Yeah, I seem to remember reading something during all of that dealt with faked pregnancy, because there was never any pregnancy-related litigation between the two there, or between the other parties there. This makes Mr. Echard's complete and total failure to offer any disclosure regarding the substance of their testimony all the more excusable. To point standing alone warrants complete exclusion of the testimony on non-disclosure grounds. Indeed. Wait just a second. Let me see what this is. Okay. Somebody sent me something. I was looking at it real quick. I was going to see if it was a new file or something. Now as to Michael Mancini. I'm just going to call him Mike from now on. As far as him, oh man, I lost my, give me 1 second. I lost my chat, sorry. I lost you folks. I can't lose you. I don't want to lose you. There, you're back. Whew. He also failed to disclose valid contact information for the witnesses, or has provided erroneous information about the intent of the witness to testify. In the response brief, Mr. Echard correctly notes that requires both sides to disclose, among other things, the names, addresses, and telephone numbers of Jesus Christ. Excuse me on that when I say that, but think about it. Hey, I don't have their addresses. Hey, this person's been stalking me for years. That's what Greg Gillespie said, right? Wait a minute. We need their names, addresses, and telephone numbers. It's kind of horrifying, don't you think? Like, again, I read the emails between Greg Gillespie and what he had to say in that stuff was absolutely horrifying. I mean, he talked about, okay, so I'll bring this back up in just a second, but there's a sentence in here that, like, I think really ties to why you wouldn't want that. Here, check this out. So look at this. Here, he talked about, all the stuff that had happened. Actually, just listen to it. I'm just going to read it all the way through, just fast, okay? I want you to drink in what's being said here. And imagine giving your address to this. Okay, Greg Woodnick sent me your contact information. I'm not interested in airing this drama on social media. I'm a private person, unlike Laura and Clayton. Normal guy, normal job, fixated on being a dad and a normal life. You can imagine how upset I was when I was told by people following the Echard matter that you've shared my legal papers involving my case with Laura and her pregnancy nonsense on your blog. I've never spoken about the case publicly or shared the absolute hell your client has put me through. Not one of the other lawyers that Laura had ever did that or treated me with such disregard. You broadcasting my case with Laura is so similar to her history of contacting my work, emails to HR, threats to reach out to employees via Uncle Joe's bizarre emails, having OOPs served in my office, and probably more I'm not thinking of at the moment, multiple times to get me humiliated or get me fired. This feels like an attempt to intimidate me, not to come to court with Clayton. And if you are about to say that it was other online people and you were just responding and that was not your intention, save the oxygen, as you are insulting my ability to read. You've read my file since you've shared some of it, and while Laura and I were intimate one night, regrettably so, times 1,000,000, I did not get her pregnant. The evening was also consensual. I did not ARP or orchestrate her ARP or whatever the horrific lie was that she told the judge when she was refusing to be on computer screen where someone could see and visually confirm her pregnancy. Sound familiar? I refused to date Laura, do a relationship contract thing, despite her telling me she would only have an abortion if I went to her sister's wedding and other crazy demands. It is not just a coincidence that Mike, Matt, and Clayton all have nearly the same story. You could also see the OOP the court granted me prior to getting counsel. It was granted and signed by a judge. Do you think I can read the future? Or is it a miraculous phenomenon that this document lays the groundwork for a nearly identical timeline Laura has displayed between herself and ABC's The Bachelor? She's a lush for celebrities. Have you not seen it? I'm happy to share it with you as it contains our court seals, time-stamped and dated. Let me know if you feel compelled to see it. Laura tried to ruin my life with her abortion coercion lawsuit for twin pregnancy that never happened. She claimed she was pregnant in days. She doctored or photoshopped an ultrasound image taken from a website online from years before, 2015. Sound familiar? She hid from the court-ordered meetings off camera because she was hiding not being pregnant, and then claimed I somehow was involved in her ARP. She even claimed one fetus died because she only took one of the abortion pills. I could go on with the insanity. She tried to ruin my life. She failed as a real child and had been to real OB appointments. Unlike Laura, I'm pretty familiar with how pregnancy works. Her story with Clayton is so familiar. Just like Clayton, she contacted my family, made up connections with my life to make her feel impactful. She contacted ex-girlfriends based off of one conversation we had on one date and continues, notice this, continues to try to connect with them. She sent a cease and desist, excuse me, to my current girlfriend's work just a few months ago and continues to harass me and my family. David, imagine spending a few hours with a human and almost 3 years later, that human is attempting to be involved in your life. Do I think Laura is maniacal? Ask me June the 10th. You probably realize the same thing, but already got paid and are in too far back after the you're too far to turn back rather after the atrocities you posted online. So I bring up that stating this call for addresses, You see what he had to say there. Would you want your address being given and your phone numbers and everything else? Would you want all of that turned over? I mean, that's just, that's wild. That is absolutely wild. I'll hit all super chats, by the way. I saw Becca, thank you. 70, thank you. Happy birthday. I mean, there's so many of you. Look at all of you. I'll hit all this, too. Good Lord, look at all of you. My goodness. Thank you, folks. Thank you. I swear. Thanks. But name, addresses, and telephone numbers. I appreciate all of you, folks. And expected trial witnesses, along with a statement fairly describing the substance of their expected testimony. Explained above, Mr. Echard has not complied with that requirement via these folks because he's not provided any explanation, described the substance, but separate and apart from that, he also failed to comply because he didn't give Mr. Mancini, he's failed to provide valid contact information for the witness, including current address. That's what I mean. Like, do you think Mike Mancini wants her having his address right this second? The purpose of requiring that information is self-explanatory. Now, they also noted, let's see, where's that footnote? Oh, yeah, there's the California Court Exhibit A. We don't actually have to hit that. Actually, let's read that. I want to be completionist. Notably, the DVRO issued against Mike Mancini based on San Francisco court remains in effect today. And like all such orders, it can only be modified or withdrawn by the issuing court, which has not occurred despite an offer the undersigned counsel to assist in seeking permission from the court to allow Mr. Mancini to testify subject to Clayton Echard's compliance with the disclosure rules. As such, if he were to have any contact with Miss Owens, including witness at trial, he could potentially be subject to arrest. So if he shows up, we're going to have him arrested too. Going to have him arrested. You like that? You like that? That's wild, isn't it? But the reason for the information is self-explanatory. Rule 49 requires the disclosure of witness contact information to permit an opposing party to contact the witness, interview him or her, and serve the witness with legal process, such as deposition subpoena if the witness refuses to communicate voluntarily. Here, shortly after receiving Mr. Echard's disclosures, identifying them as expected trial witnesses, undersigned counsel attempted to contact each witness to determine what relevant information, if any, they had. The only contact information provided for was an attorney in San Francisco, named redacted. To date, undersigned counsel has been unable... Oh, no! They provided you with a lawyer. Contact me through my lawyer. Huh. Oh, you didn't give them your actual home address. Oh, no. As for Mr. Mancini, the only contact information provided was that of an attorney in California named Randy Sue Pollock. Ms. Pollock was a counsel of record from during the restraining order litigation. Undersigned counsel contacted Ms. Pollock to ask about the expected trial testimony. In response, Ms. Pollock indicated that he was not going to testify in trial. She refused to make him available for either informal interview or deposition. So they got a, hey, my client's not going to testify. You know, and you can see the cut there. Now, Miss Owens' ex-boyfriends to testify. She did the same thing to me in the past. Therefore, she's likely to do the same thing to Mr. Echard. The point of law is so clear, he makes no attempt to challenge it. Instead, he argues the disputed testimony is admissible under exception. They give the evidence rule 404b2 because it offered solely to show things such as motive, opportunity, intent, preparation, and plan. Although 404b2 certainly does allow for evidence to fit those categories, he completely fails to show that challenged evidence actually fits into those. Really? The fact that she had a conflict with a past boyfriend shows motive? Really? Are we just ignoring the idea of dating contracts or the fact that, you know, twinspiracies? Are we just dump all that stuff to the sideline? A motive to what? To be unhappy again? Mr. Echard makes no effort to answer that question. Perhaps because he knows the evidence of her past relationships does not remotely fit into the categories of. This is particularly true, given there are few, if any, similarities between the facts of this case and the facts of the 3 prior relationships he wants to introduce. Really? Is that right now? Oh, they're not similar. They're not similar at all. It's fascinating considering, again, this guy felt the need to go out and argue these cases. But hey, you know, to bring them up in blogs and whatnot. But hey, no reason to bring any of that up. You know, they don't fit into this whatsoever. They just fit enough that, again, her lawyer, which is her, by the way, because when you notice, this I think makes my point that I'm saying this with too. You know, your representation is you. He notes this again and again in here, talking about, even though Clayton Echard is not writing this, he's obviously representing. So he calls it, Clayton Echard is doing that. By that same stance, Laura Owens is writing those blogs. Right? I mean, that totally makes sense, right? So we have them brought up. We have them connected by her. And again, she brought them up in the court herself. She has brought this stuff up, but they somehow don't fit. It's just fascinating to see there. But this is particularly true given there are few, if any, similarities between the facts of this case and the 3 prior relationships once introduced. Indeed, as it relates to redacted, identified as MM in Mr. Echard's brief, there's literally no explanation of any kind regarding what, if anything, he plans to say. Mr. Echard makes no attempt at all to explain how redacted's testimony, whatever it may be, could somehow establish a motive or plan on the part of Miss Owens in the one-night relationship with Mr. Echard. There's literally no explanation of that issue at all. Similarly, to an extent, Mr. Echard discusses the expected trial testimony, Mr. Mancini, a bit more detail. He completely overlooks keys here. Here's our keys, The facts and circumstances of the relationship were completely different from the one-night relationship. So, longer time period. Not the same. It's like, they dated for 2 years, wherever. She didn't date Mr. Echard. So, dating, that's what it was about, right? Dating. They traveled the world together. That's what he's been arguing on social media. Oh, well. They traveled together. It couldn't have been that bad for him, right? Well, if you flip that script, you could say the same thing for her. What did she have to say about that relationship? Do we get to say the same thing? Again, it's the same argument. If you were to think about the absurdity to this argument, it'd be the same argument as saying, yeah, she beat the crap out of him, but hey, chocolates and flowers. No. The gifts do not underscore. Paid for by her. Something that didn't happen with Mr. Echard. So Owens claimed the pregnancy with Mr. Mancini, and then she terminated the pregnancy. Voluntary medical abortion. Facts not presented. Ms. Owens claimed that Mr. Mancini physically abused and assaulted her later in the relationship. Facts not presented. The only litigation between the two involves matters of DV. There was no paternity establishment litigation. Again, we're just going to go over that. I seem to remember reading something that Laura Owens posted, because again, her representation is Laura, just like is here, right? So the counsel, Laura Owens, posted involving him speaking about this stuff. It's just fascinating. Don't want that in the courtroom. Want that everywhere else, though. Want to argue it. It's crazy, isn't it? It knows exactly what was brought up. In short, far from showing a pattern of highly similar conduct, the facts and circumstances of the relationship between Mr. Mancini and Mr. Owens shows exactly the opposite. The details from the past bear little, if any, resemblance to the facts of the case. Other than the facts, both matters involve Miss Owens, and both involve short-lived pregnancies. Why it's so improper? Because it's not being offered for any admissible purpose under Rule 404b2. It is being offered solely for the purpose prohibited by, again, noting, rejecting argument defendant's fraudulent intent in 2006 can be inferred because defendant engaged in other fraudulent acts over the years with other people. We're not talking about just other random things, saying, well, this person, they kited checks because, they shoplifted or whatever, We're talking about the exact same types of allegations. The allegations of faked evidence of pregnancy. The kind of stuff, again, not included there. The court sustains defendant's objections to this evidence. The evidence is improper. Potency evidence. It is not habit evidence under Rules of Engagement 406. Rule of Evidence 404b1 provides that evidence of other crimes, wrongs, and acts is not admissible to prove the character of a person in order to show action in conformity wherein. The conduct does not meet exemption because it doesn't establish any of the permitted uses. Evidence of prior bad acts would be excluded. Yeah, again, we know exactly why things are allowed. Again, we got the reasoning why this would fit. He even quoted that, but I guess didn't like that. Fundamentally, Mr. Echard's goal here could not be any clearer. He's trying to use evidence of what he claims happened in her past for one reason, to help convince the court the same thing happened here. No shit. No shit, Sherlock. To allow such inflammatory and irrelevant evidence in the case likely would constitute reversible error as a matter of law. Again, they talk about the example. I'm just going to skip examples. Here, as the opponent of disputed evidence, Mr. Echard bears the burden of showing the evidence is admissible. He has failed to meet that burden because the only purpose of evidence is to show that she had engaged in other acts in the past, and therefore she likely did the same thing here. This evidence is per se admissible, and it must be excluded. Additional comments. On page 7 of his brief, Mr. Echard briefly mentions a report from an expert named John Berryhill, which purportedly involved thousands of pages of text messages between Miss Owens and Mr. Mancini during the time they dated in San Francisco between 2016 and 2017. These alleged text messages, covering over 2,500 pages, were disclosed by Mr. Echard just 3 days before the close of discovery, and none of the underlying data supporting his analysis has been disclosed. Oh, didn't like that, huh? Oh, it's none of it's real. It was all faked. Oh, no. It's like, okay, I'll prove it's real. Oh, wait. Mr. Echard offers no evidence or explanation regarding why this voluminous information was not disclosed in a timely manner. He offers nothing to authenticate any of these messages as required by. For these reasons, and based on yet another instance of improper sandbagging by Mr. Echard, Miss Owens intends to separately seek exclusion of Mr. Berryhill's report and message appended thereto. Since this quote-unquote evidence was not timely disclosed, it hit the timeline, but Miss Owens will offer no response other than to say the allegations are disputed and have not been independently investigated or verified. For that reason, wants the exclusion. Let's see what all is here. So her declaration, again, about Mike Mancini. I like how did they include the whole thing? Let me see if it actually includes the whole thing, because I thought that the end of it was fascinating. I read this over, by the way. You know, I actually read this through. It's crazy, though. I mean, when you go through it, because her allegations against him were just. They essentially were during our bedroom multiple times. We had kinky sex. And toward the back of this, though, let me see. It's long, by the way. I'm just trying to find a specific. She starts talking about stalking, you know. And then she says this. This is where it really stood out to me. This is the part I like to bring up. On January the 6th, 2018, I decided to contact, redacted via Facebook Messenger, the woman Mr. Mancini had introduced me to. I sent her a message telling her that I would have given anything for someone to reach out to me before I got deeply involved with him. I told her about the red flags I should have paid closer attention to, such as his lies about his career, romantic endeavors. I wrote that he became physically abusive about 6 months into our relationship, and I simply didn't want someone else to be hurt. I told her about the attached picture, about the note on the airplane. I also wrote, regardless of if you do anything about the information I shared, I would beg you not to share it with Mike or to bring up my name, as he truly scares me. So, this is stalker shit right here. Looked up somebody after no more relationship. So, she says they had a run-in with him and his sister. They were like, she's called me a psychopath. They were yelling at me. So in the middle of the night, I got a call from San Francisco Police Department. They told me that Mr. Mancini had emailed them a copy of the message I sent to Redacted and asked if I knew why. I said no. I told them that he and his sister had accosted me on the street. They questioned me about the DV I alleged in the message and asked if they could come and take a report. When they arrived, I explained the circumstances surrounding the message I sent to Redacted and the history of physical abuse and stalking. So she does this shit. He sends it to the police. The police go, and according to her, they take a report from her over allegations, and they don't bring up the idea of fucking stalking. That is jacked up. The next day, I was afraid to leave my house. I didn't know what to do, so I contacted the sheriff, asked him how to get a restraining order. I spoke to the DA's office. They asked if I wanted to file criminal charges. I said no. Then I went and filed a DVRO, and the court granted me a temporary, and then they followed up on that. And they kept granting. So again, you see how this played. Her timeline. This is her statement. She contacted a person that he was in a relationship with now, made all of these allegations. He was like, yo, she's stalking me. What the fuck? And according to her, the police went in and they handled it as if she was a victim. Like, that's insanity. And then the renewal, it's in here too. The renewal of why. Actually, I don't think I've read the renewal. I may read the renewal another day. It's wild. It's years of that. Because again, if you look at that, you tell me, by her own words, who exactly is the victim in that? Again, she makes allegations that he did these things. They did multiple times in the bedroom. And then she starts saying he's stalking me, despite the fact that his sister apparently lives very close to her. She says, oh, I would see him at restaurants. I'd see him this place or that place. So I decided to contact this lady that he's in a relationship with. Now, them including that, too. You'd be like, what? Didn't Greg Gillespie say something about her contacting other people? Strange how that works, right? Lord, man. I don't know. I'm going to hit Super Chats here. I'm going to start from the beginning. I don't care. I'm going to hit all of you. Pan Am, thank you for that $100 there. I hit that before, but thank you again. Happy birthday. Thank you. Sin, thanks for the 15 months. Happy birthday, Tug. Thank you. So, Susan, again, I hit some of these at the beginning, but I'm still going to hit them there because, man, I appreciate the heck out of y'all. Thanks for the 50 there. Happy birthday, Tug. Thank you. I appreciate you. Eric, thanks for the 15 months. Happy birthday, Tug. Thank you. Rama, thanks for the 2. Happy birthday, Tug. Thank you. James, thank you. Welcome. Thank you for the membership. Welcome to Tug's Thugs. I hit my microphone there. It probably sounded like... Sorry. Emma, thank you for the 2 there. Happy birthday from Australia. The Lonely. Kickapoo. Like, again, I don't know why. Like, I keep messing that up. But it just isn't register. It's like on a, it's a word I know, but it's a word that like I don't know how many times I've seen spelled out. Anyway, thank you. 10NZ. Happy birthday, Tug. Hope the damage from the last storm wasn't too bad. Yeah, like I said, the last storm was something, but it wasn't like the first one was like 9 hours of hardcore storms. Like, just, it didn't go away. The other one was 2 hours of just a bit of, I mean, comparatively, it was still rough, but it wasn't like that. I live streamed on my phone while we were out of power. That was kind of interesting. I was like, screw it. Laura, thank you for the 18 months. No statement, but plenty of statement. Raging Rhino, my friend. I appreciate you too, man. Thanks for the 8 Australian. Happy birthday, Tug. Hope you have an awesome day. I have indeed. Granny, thanks for 17 months. Happy 21st birthday. Like I said, it's Groundhog Day. I keep repeating it over and over, I guess. Thank you. Mama Cat, thanks for the 20 there. Happy birthday, Tug. Thank you. Joan, thanks for the 2 there. Happy birthday. Thank you. Appreciate that. Bethany, thanks for the 10 there. Happy birthday, Tug. Thank you. I appreciate it. Fallen Hero, thank you for the 5 there. Happy birthday. Thank you. Appreciate you. Harbor Berserker, thank you for the 5 there. Happy birthday, fellow birthday guy. Again, everybody give love and birthday appreciations to the fellow birthday guy. Sandra, thanks for the 10. Hey, happy birthday. Hey, thank you. Marcus, thanks for the 2 months there. Happy birthday, Tug. Thank you, Marcus, man. Appreciate you. K-Rab, thanks for those 5 gifted memberships. Been awesome watching those rain in, too. Sandra, thank you for the gifted membership there. Thank you. Sin, thank you for the super chat there. No statement. Plenty of statement. I always say that, too. The reason I say that is because it's a statement in and of itself. Thank you. Lady Tammy, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. Thank you. Appreciate you. Sandra, thank you for the gifted membership as well. Thank you for that. Wendy, thank you for the $5 super sticker. I wish it would show the super sticker again. I see them come in, but I wish it would show them again just in a replay because some of them are funny. Yeah. Sue Peters, thanks for the 16-month. Happy birthday, Tug. Hope you're doing great after the storms. Indeed. I'm doing pretty good. I've enjoyed, like I said, when things get frustrating or whatever, one of the things that I've had is the ability to talk about whatever on the microphone. And I think that helps sometimes. So thank you. Liz, thanks for the $27.99. Appreciate that. Happy birthday, Tug. Thank you, Liz. I appreciate the heck out of you, by the way. T's T. Thank you, too. $200. Thank you, man. Happy birthday, Tug. Hope your day has been amazing. Like I said, I'm going to a pet store. I don't know if I'll see how streaming. I'm going Friday. I've got some stuff. I got to go do a doctor's appointment, and after that, I've got I think I'm going to stop by a place. It's the one in Nashville that has fish, reptiles, but also tarantulas. And I was looking to, like I said, my daughter had a Goliath bird eater, and with all the storm stuff, it ended up killing it from, I don't know, stress. There's all kinds of just messed up crap that happened with it. But anyway, it ended up causing a problem. So that was sad seeing her do it. Again, I know some people don't love the tarantulas, but again, it's her thing. They're the easiest pets you could ever have, too. But it's also, it's her release from any kind of stress or anything that come up. So I'm thinking about going over and seeing if there's a replacement of some type. Kat, thanks for the 5 there. Happy birthday. Thank you. Lady Tammy, too. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you for the membership. Welcome to Tugs Thugs. Appreciate you. Thank you. Laura, thank you for the 10 there. Been a fan quietly. Well, thank you. I mean, there are a lot of you here. You're here. You make this is your channel. So thank you. Happy birthday, Tug. What you do is amazing. Thank you. I appreciate that. King Leak, 50 months, man. No, King Leak. King Leak's good people, by the way. Happy birthday, and thanks for highlighting men's health. Mental health, 50 months. Sweet Lord, I know, that's a long time. Like back in first kind of case like this covered, I went in and couldn't set up to record. And I thought this was important because we went to a convention, where you were covering a bunch of stuff that was going on. And King Leak was there, helped out immensely. And I've always appreciated the heck out of that. So Country, Country Girl, that's it. I said Count Tree. I was like, wait a minute, Country Girl. Thanks for the fine. Happy birthday to thank you. It's funny. And there was Runkle again. Like I said, I wanted to give him props. I did before, but again, thank you, man. Thanks for the fine there. Got to prep for later tonight, but wish you a happy birthday. Thanks, my friend, man. Helen, thank you, Helen. 20 gifted memberships on that. Thank you. That's crazy. Appreciate that. And also 9 months. Thank you there. Happy birthday, Tug. Love your content. Thank you. I appreciate that. I think what we cover matters. I hope so. Again, every now, I'm not going to say every case we would ever look at, it's going to have the scope of some of the ones we've covered. But I don't want to, I'm not saying I would never change my mind on this either. One of the things that bothers me about covering every single case that comes down the pipe is, I watched Lifetime one time, and I had this idea, and it bothered me because it stuck with me. We'd have 30-minute segments of cases, and every one of those cases involved the ruining of at least 2 lives, sometimes many lives. And what I say is, the person who did this, they're ruined, and on their own. I'm not taking anything away from, they did it to themselves, but still, they did that, and they ruined someone else's life. They may have taken it, or they ruined it, and it was just, I was like, I don't know, that just stuck with me poorly, because I'm not saying there's anything wrong with finding cases like that interesting, because we examine human nature, but I feel like if I just go in and I do that on repeat, it will take away something that I need. I can't look at this stuff without some kind of empathy, And I'm afraid that just doing stuff on repeat, like becoming Law and Crime, or, basically being like a one-man Law and Crime, covering every case that pops across. I'm afraid that, you just become a headline reader. And again, it's no shot at anybody that does that. I'm just talking about for myself. I feel like at the mindset that I have now, I don't want to lose empathy for the people victimized in cases. And I think that we run a risk of that sometimes because we see so much evil that we become numb to it. Stephanie, thanks for the 20 there. Happy birthday, Tug. The only thing I'm grateful to Ella for is I found you. I appreciate that. Yeah. One thing I'm grateful with that again, like I never live stream with Megan ever. And when we cut up and stuff, I have so much fun with it, So I'm grateful for that for sure. Misty, thanks for the 5. Happy birthday. Thank you. Appreciate you. Thank you, Misty Joe. Came out Red Queen. What's up? Thanks for the 10 there. Happy birthday. We're confident, lined up, constant power, and good weather. Thank you. Yes, I want. I'm hoping for, power to stay on and internet. Broadcast. More. Honeybee, thanks for the 6 there. There's no statement attached, but again, plenty of statement in that. Thank you. Aussie Wombat. Aussie Wombat. I like that. That's funny. Thanks for the 3 there. Happy birthday, Tug. I appreciate you. Thank you. Vanity, thanks for the 10 there. Happy birthday, Tug. Still healing from an arm fistula surgery, but didn't want to miss your birthday today. You heal up, man. I hope you're doing better after surgery. I hope he gets better every single day on that too. Love and hugs to you and beautiful Pickle University family. See y'all real soon. All my best. Anna, thank you. Appreciate you. And again, I hope that's doing better for you. I hope that helped out with the problems that come up with that too. Okay, Rab, thanks for the 10 there. People who have proof don't play games. They play their cards on the table. Only liars and bluffers won't do this. Gingrich should know games, lying and bluffing, are his stock in trade. Yeah, it's kind of a fascinating statement. Considering, people could say, look in the mirror. Maybe, no. Rhode Island lady, thanks for the 20 there. Happy birthday, Tug. You're the best. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you, Rhode Island lady. I like your icon. Enjoy it. I like it. I like characters with people's avatars. I have so many of them. So thank you, Maria. Thank you for the 10 there. Happy birthday, Tuck. Thank you for that. I appreciate you. Also, Tease T again. Thank you additionally for 10 gifted memberships. It's crazy watching some of these like huge gifted membership like stream downs. It's like, wow, crazy. Tracy, thanks for the 10. Happy birthday, Tug. Pancake Fund. Yes, indeed. Thank you. Like I said, I'm going to go over there. I haven't decided yet. It depends on the place too and people around. But I did think about live streaming, like just looking at them, Also, if you're afraid of spiders, I tell you, the easiest way to get over that is to have something in a cage and look at it. Because what you find is that they're quite lazy, but they're fascinating to watch. They're busy bees some days. They dig around, and they're just interesting to watch. Some of them too, like smaller ones, like not necessarily that, but like jumping spider. If you look them up. I see a lot of videos with them, moving around, dancing and doing stuff. They're almost cute, They have like big eyes and like, I don't know. It's just kind of fascinating to watch them. I have a couple of those. I caught those though. Niece, thanks for the 10 there. Shart's posts have great entertainment value. It's criminal how stupid she is. I love her posts. I think they're funny. I love them because they're so wrong on so many levels, and yet so right, Niece, thanks for the 2 months there. Happy birthday, Tug. I appreciate you. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you. Niece, thanks for the 10 there. Hey, happy birthday, Tug. This is for your disabled mom fun. I know, man. I know. I, too, am a disabled mother. I, too, Thankfully, I could hang my placard on the groupie cash train. I swear. Jeez, thank you for the did there. Shart definitely exhibits histrionic behavior. She needs a mental exam. I don't know. I don't want her on medication and ever clearing up those funny posts. Like, no way. If you medicate those posts away, that is a war crime. No. Nay. Don't need that in my life. What's up, Ray? How you doing, Ray? Thanks for 5 there. Can't stay long tongue. Baby stuff. But the happiest of birthdays, buddy. Hey, props to you, my brother. Appreciate you, my friend. And what's up, Snake Plush Kitten? Man, I appreciate the heck out of it. I love, every time I run across that, again, I love Snake Plissken. So the joke there, it always hits with me every time. I've seen it so many times, it still makes me laugh. Thanks for the 2. $7 from fans? That's $7 a fan. Indeed. Mia, thanks for the 17 months. Happy birthday, Umbrella. Thank you. Hey, thank you very much. Thank you for the 17 months, too. It's always one of the things I like about the member thing. Like, I see numbers, it's like 50 months people have been here or longer, it's crazy. I see these time periods. I'm like, Lord, we've been doing this stuff for a long time and we've done this stuff together. And it's wild, And again, we were all together for long periods of time. We can actually make a difference in something, I feel like. Pandora? Thanks for the 2. Pandora Fox. I like that name too. I always have. That's good. Thanks for the 2. Happy birthday, Tug. Lots of love your way. Hey, much love return. Appreciate you. Appreciate all of you, like I said. Kate, thanks for the 5. Happy birthday. Sending good vibes to you and your girls after some hard days. Thanks for all you do. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thanks. Seriously. Fallen Hero also, thank you for the gifted membership again. Thanks, man. I appreciate you all the time. Appreciate you so much, Fallen Hero. Lauren, thank you. Welcome. Thank you for your membership. Welcome to Tugs Thugs. I love to say that. It is not scripted. I like I know I say that for everyone. It's just because I like to say it. I get to break out the announcer voice. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you for the membership. Welcome to. I don't know. It makes me laugh. So I appreciate that. Bad Duck. What's up, Bad Duck? Thanks for the 2. Happy old fart day. You old fook. Quack whack. Yeah, thank you. I've been here for a while in that get off my lawn age. I'm just getting older. This vintage is definitely aged. Fat Yoga, thanks for the 4 there. Happy birthday, Tuck. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. I always like that. I love so many people's names out there. I do. I love the fact I recognize you all after a while too. It's good. I butcher so many of your names. Oh, it's so good. Taz, thanks for the month there. Happy birthday, Tug. Hey, by the way, did y'all see that? Did y'all see that person announcing names at a graduation? I'm gonna play that in a minute because it reminds me of reading super chat names. I'm like, at least I'm not that bad. Chaz, though, thanks for the one. Happy birthday, Tug. Thank you very much. Thank you. Elephant, thanks for the 20 there. Happy birthday, Tug. Hey, thank you, Ella. Appreciate you. Elephant. Love that one, too. And Rebecca K, thanks for the 70 there. Again, thank you. And thank you very much. Happy birthday, Tug. Thank you for that. George, thank you. Welcome. Thank you for the membership. Welcome to Tugs Thugs. Thank you. Death's Angel, thank you for the 19 months. I thought David said Owens only had to believe she was pregnant. Now he says, was Owens pregnant? Make up your mind, David. Happy birthday, Tug. Please stay safe. Love and hugs. Yeah, it's kind of fascinating how the defense strategy moves. It's fluid. I still have not read. And I think it's relevant now. I really disputed whether or not I wanted to read that one blog post, that had all this stuff with, with Mike. And then it became very relevant. So, yeah. I think I will. Sandy, thanks for the 5 there. Sent you a breadstick / birthday money through PayPal. Thank you. I will check out those too. And thank you for that. Appreciate you. What's up, Cynic in Chief? What's up, Cynic? Thanks for the 5 gifted memberships. Thank you. And also the super sticker that came through. Thank you for that, man. Danny's World. What's up, Danny's World? Thanks for 10. Thank you on behalf of every angel who got their wings tonight. And happy birthday, Tug. Hey, thank you, Danny's World. I appreciate you there. Rio Raya, one of my favorite people to butcher names for. Becomes such a joke. I just butchered on purpose now. Thanks for the 10. Happy birthday, Tug, for myself and Mark. Thank you. Hey, by the way, did Megan butcher your name the other night? I remember she read your name off, and I was having problems, with the storm stuff, and I was thinking, did she get your name right? I was like, I kind of hope not. Shannon O'Brien Chronicles. What's up? Hey, appreciate you, by the way. Thanks for the 2 there. I'm late, but happy birthday. Happy birthday, even. Thank you. And Lisa, thank you for the $10 super chat. Happy birthday. Thank you, Lisa. Appreciate you. Thank you very much. Kimberly, thank you for the 1 month there. Happy birthday. I appreciate it. Thank you. Purchase made simple. Thanks for the 7 months there. Tug, happy birthday. You see where the real life Martha from Baby Reindeer compared herself to Johnny Depp? I did. That actually, so did you all catch the stuff with Martha, the Baby Reindeers? Not just that interview. First of all, if you haven't checked out Baby Reindeer, it's fascinating. But I am wondering what's going to happen going forward with that. And the reason I say that is this. She appeared on Piers Morgan, and wow, wow. And then there were some discussions in the aftermath, and there was a lawyer that was talking about bringing up a case going against Netflix because she says, you know, amongst other things, like they added in a conviction, which wasn't there. If you haven't seen that series, by the way, amongst other things, it deals with a female stalker, Martha, and it is based on real life. Now, one of the things that has become a point of contention is at the beginning of it, it's telling you, you know, well, here's a true story. And at the end of it, it's like, well, you know, essentially it gives the based on. And I'm wondering if that will cause them problems. You know, because I'm curious, we would find out everything that actually happened if that ended up going to court. Now, it may not anyway, because if Netflix thought that there was some kind of liability, they would settle. They have insurance. But oftentimes, those get knocked down too. They do. They get, when places like Netflix or, you know, any of the other media outlets, they go in, they make a documentary, and they've done some nasty things to people. People have still been denied any recourse from that. So I'm curious how that will play out. But it's been fascinating to see some of the interviews, and that Baby Reindeer was, it was rough. it was a rough watch. It was fascinating to see. And I think it was powerful, but it was still, it was rough to watch too. Susan, thank you for the 20 there. Happy birthday. Thank you, Susan. Appreciate that for sure. Toadette. Man, I just finished Mario RPG, by the way. I have to say I have an addiction to Mario games. The kids, they'll be like, hey, Dad, can you help me beat this? Which really means, hey, Dad, can you settle down and can you play through most of this for me? And I'm like, yeah, of course I can. Of course. So, but happy birthday, Tug. We appreciate you. Thank you. We appreciate you. Thank you there. And Toadette, thanks for the 21 months. I mean, happy birthday, Tug. We appreciate you, LOL. I knew what you meant there for sure. I liked it. We appreciate you. I actually liked that. I thought that was funny. Let me go over real quick and check something. Also, I'm gonna SN. Thank you for the $50 PayPal there. Thank you. Happy birthday. Oh, sending package deal. That's great though. Oh yeah, we should communicate about the shirt thing too. Yeah, that'd be cool. Let me play you all one thing too. But like I said, I appreciate all of you. I appreciate the birthday wishes and I mean just everything. Let me see if I can find that read through. I thought it was hilarious when I saw this. I've got to see if I can find it. There was some, I don't remember what stream I brought this up in either, but I thought this was a crazy headline. And I do want to mention this real fast too. Even though I've mentioned this one time, I don't want to spend a lot of time on it. But this was being brought up. And it was saying, this is the craziest headline ever. Men are creating AI girlfriends and verbally abusing them. Now, how do you verbally abuse a AI? By threatening to uninstall the app. And it begs you not to. So an app that is designed to manipulate you emotionally. if you're like, yeah, I'm getting rid of that sucker. That apparently is abusing an AI woman. I was like, are you kidding me? And no, they're not kidding, by the way. They are very serious in their crazy narrative. So check this out. This reminds me of reading Super Chats. Listen to the pronunciations. Now, again, some of the names will come up after the moment, but check these out.
Maybe Lee Zubeth Brataski.
It may be, if her volume's low, I apologize. But listen to that, though, again.
Maybe Lee Zubeth Brataski.
It's she didn't get the name Elizabeth right.
Sayer Uvun Jinju Brinon.
Sarah Virginia Brennan. Listen to that again.
Uvun Jinju Brinon. Marcelin Brabazan Carr.
I love it. I love the reveal afterwards.
Victoria Lee Zubithros.
What the heck? Victoria Elizabeth. Gross. Not what she said.
Marlena
Oh, Melanie?
Zobeth
Molly.
Camp.
Malina Elizabeth Comp. Molly, like she can't pronounce it. It's just crazy.
Molly.
Carolina Urina. Tamugme
Tasmone.
Thomas.
She just said Thomas with this one. She just stopped and cut off there. She's like, Thomas. I'm not even going to try the rest of that one.
Michilu Iagri. Jessica Lynn Bower. Efuni Batista Santos. Alisuna Cole Bishop.
That was the. Now you gotta admit that sounds like me reading Super Chat names some days. I didn't feel as alone. I too graduated from that school. That school of teleprompter. No, I swear. That hurt me when I read it. I was like, oh my God. I know, like people that are watching that like remotely, they would have been like, "What in the world? What is going on?" Oh my God! Hey, what's up, Shizzy Wiz? By the way, how you doing, man? Thanks for the two there. Happy birthday, Tug. Keep it up. We enjoy you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I do. I appreciate it. Now, unless something changes, unless like we end up. I don't know. You know, the way things have been for the last week, things have been so crazy. I think Megan and I are live streaming tomorrow unless something happens. So, you know, I'm going to end with a song. Those names, they crack me up every time. Oh, but yeah, let's do, which one haven't I done in a while? Let's do this one. All right, here we go. And I'm out on this.
And army of one. Peace up, walk by, verbal clips and they done. Yeah, stronger than the tide, I'm the wave maker. When it comes to false accusers, I'm the claim breaker. They wanna rack me up. When it comes to false accusers, I'm the claim breaker. They wanna wreck me, but I'm not backing down. Rolling through their hoods, bumping my own sound. Monetize the haters, raining ice and platinum grills. Pure determination, dropping these mic skills. That umbrella guy. so they cling on like fleas. That umbrella guy, no, we're not playing. They ruin lives that should be paid. They really thought they could treat us like cattle. Ownership papers and roundups like chattel. That umbrella guy, an army of one, step up, walk by. Tell them they're done, it's not enough to laugh when we select them. We gotta stand strong and wreck them. That umbrella guy, an army of one, step up, walk by. Tell them they're done, enough to laugh when we select them. We gotta stand strong and wreck them. So you want us to separate your heart from the artist? Now that umbrella guy bumps the hardest. And then we learn forgive and forget. Nope, that umbrella guy ain't your pet. They wanna grind us down and keep us beneath, but there's black and grill, that's some iced out teeth. With verbal clips that'll do more than bite you. That umbrella guy crushing it just to spite you. We got a mind and now we're standing strong, growing by millions as we all sing along. And ignoring the media slander that they blast up, because that umbrella guy serves no master. For sure they'll take aim at our lives, but we're like lions being swarmed on by flies. There is long